Good morning, everybody. Just like to share a little bit of a note about syntropic agriculture and how to make it work for yourself. It's a marvelous thing, and it grows plants really well, lots of plants at a higher density than monoculture without anywhere near the level of inputs. But it's complex and there are pitfalls, and that's what I'd like to talk about. I'll just spin the camera around and show the kind of diversity, complexity that it has, and I'd like to explain how that needs to be managed really well in order to make it work for you. Otherwise you, so to speak, maybe lost at sea. I'll just spin it around. So to form a consortium you need a different combination of life cycle and strata working through succession / time. And so species move in and species move out continuously, and that's what we call a consortium. Now that's very dynamic, it's very productive, and they all work off each other through the way they talk to each other. Plants talk to each other by releasing hormones and whatnot through the soil web of life. So for example, we've just pruned those eucalypts, and that sent a growth pulse at this time of year. It's sent a growth pulse, and this time of year, as it warms up, it's triggered the pineapples into flowering. We can probably have a quick look along here and find a flower or two. But there's a lot going on at once, and this can really drain your energy if you're not using that input very effectively. If you're not using that output very effectively, either as biomass or crop. Here's another example. Got a medium strata crop of potatoes up the middle, Ruth Stout style. We're using those as a tool to get the ground ready for a bit of melon crop. We're also working a combination of interseasonal differences with Swiss chard and perennial grass. Now, the best way that I can explain how we've made it work for us, or we're making it work for us, is by having a strong context, and that will give you a very robust economic strategy. And it's that economic strategy that determines what you grow and how much of that, and that's what you need in order to manage this. It's extremely complex, and what underpins that for us is holistic management. I don't know, I think we'd be lost at sea without holistic management. It gives us a strong context, a clear direction. We know what to plant. We can measure our outcomes or forecast our outcomes, and then develop a marketing strategy around that. So that's my message this morning, to help, because when you get started with this stuff, it's so complex, and the feedbacks just spin off everywhere. Yeah, so hopefully I can help with others with that. We're just trying to get some direction and less energy and capital sinks. Cheers.